Yo fam, it's me, Sasha Denbright, and welcome to episode 13 of You Call Me Targeting! My gosh, crazy championship games this past week, and we are going to talk all about it. We got the college football playoff to talk about, and I'm not happy about it. And we're going to get into that a little later, so we're going to start out with the recap of the championship games, and let me pull up my notes here on my phone because I'm never, ever prepared. But anyways, I picked Oregon to beat Utah in the Pac-12 championship, and I should have went with Utah because Utah beat the absolute brakes off of Oregon last time they played them, and they did again, 38-10. This time, I picked Baylor to pull the upset, and I actually got that one right. 21-16 over Oklahoma State. I mean, so close. Oklahoma State was inches away, and they blew it. They blew an opportunity at the college football playoff. The Georgia-Alabama game. I picked Georgia like an absolute idiot. And you never pick against Alabama. Ever. I don't know why I did. And I'm not, I don't know, I'm just an idiot for doing that. So, Alabama wins that one big, 41-24, and we'll touch on that later. Cincinnati ended up beating Houston to go undefeated and get that spot in the playoff. I did pick Pittsburgh to beat Wake Forest, and they did, 45-21. And I did pick Michigan to beat Iowa, and they won big, 42-3. So now let's give away some awards. Alright, so my team of the week has to go to the Alabama Crimson Tide. My gosh. They went in there and played number one Georgia and beat them like a redheaded stepchild. Georgia had no shot. I mean, they played a good first quarter, and that's great. Soon as Alabama took that lead, and they already were throwing deep on Georgia, and their secondary couldn't stop Bama's receivers, I knew it was over. Bama just did absolute work on Georgia. And, made them look like a bunch of pansies. So, my team of the week is Alabama. But let's get on to the trash teams. Starting trash teams, I'm going to start with Iowa. Absolute trash. I mean, you get to play for the Big Ten championship. You brag on your defense all year that, Iowa was only known for winning games because of they're able to force turnovers, and they got a great defense. Well, apparently they don't have too great of a defense because they lost 42-3 to Michigan. My next trash team goes to Oregon. Like I said, 38-10 loss to Utah. I get losing to Utah when you play them on the road and they're excited to play you. And like I said, they had the sweet jerseys and all. But to play them in a neutral site for the Pac-12 championship and you get the absolute balls kicked off of you, 38-10, my gosh, Oregon, get it together. I mean, I know it's hard to motivate people when you're a duck. It's hard to get excited and it's hard to get angry, I guess. But show some more aggression. But, I mean, that's probably why you lost your coach. I mean, my gosh. I guess they lost their coach, didn't they? I don't know. I can't even keep up with the coaching Carousel. Yeah, that's what it's daggum called. My gosh, when am I going to quit doing drugs? But, yeah, I think he went to Miami. Mario Cristobal did. So, good luck, Oregon, finding a coach maybe that can actually get y'all's team together. And then, it's time to move on to my absolute trash team of the week. My absolute trash team of the week goes to the Georgia Flippin' Bulldogs. My gosh, we've talked about you all year. Oh, you're number one. Your defense is so great. And I don't know where in the world the media tricked me into thinking that Georgia was good. Because if you look at their schedule, who the absolute crap have they played? I mean, come on. Who had they played? They played Kentucky? Oh, that's great. Yeah, Kentucky. Wow. That's a great team. That's a great offense. I mean, Florida? Ooh, yeah. That's impressive. Charleston Southern? Oh, yeah. Man, no wonder they're shutting out teams because they're playing absolute trash offenses. That's been nothing but pure garbage. And then they finally face an offense in Alabama and get their booties absolutely lit up. So, congratulations, Georgia. You're trash. And we're going to talk about that more later, talking about the absolute college football playoff and how I'm absolutely paid off about it. So, that's the end of the first segment here. I don't think we're going to do a Tiger Talk. I talked to the guys. Is there even a point in it? Because we went to Geraldine this past Saturday and got beat twice again. I do have to say, it was the best. The first game, it was the best we played. I think we lost 31-8. But it was the score don't really show how good we played. I mean, we played hard defense, really going after some balls. We were drawing fouls, being aggressive. I actually felt like we won a game. Because there was the third quarter, we actually outscored them 5-4. I mean, like, we looked legit for a couple of quarters of that game. And then we played the second game against their A team again with the 6-footers and got our absolute butts handed to us on a silver platter. And but Lizzie had a great game. She made 2 shots, one like right inside the 3-point line, just stripped it. And so it's little moments. We had little victories this past Saturday, but we still can't win a game. And now we're having to try to learn how to run zone defense. And so hopefully we can get that together. We're at home this Saturday. I don't even know what time. I'm just going to be there when they tell me to. And I don't even know who we're playing. I'm just there. And so we'll see how that goes. But anyways, we're going to move on to some questions, I believe. Well, no, hold on. I want to talk about the college football playoff. So we'll get to the questions here in a second. I disagree with the college football playoff, a few things about the college football playoff. Do I necessarily disagree with the 4 teams that are in? No. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that out in the open right now. I don't. Couple of things I disagree with is the fact that Alabama's number 1. And I know that what they're saying, well, Alabama went in and beat the number 1 team by 17 points. They deserve to be number 1. Well, Michigan you're saying they're the number 2 team in the nation. They beat the absolute brakes off of Iowa 42-3. And you're keeping them at number 2, but you're going to allow Alabama to jump them. And you can say, well, that don't really matter who's 1 and 2. That don't matter. But I think it does, because I think Alabama should have to face Georgia in the first round again. I think Georgia didn't earn the right to not play Alabama. I think if you're gonna put Alabama at number 1, you gotta put Georgia at number 4, because they look like pure absolute garbage. And I don't understand how we're just okay with that. It's like they had it daggum absolute predetermined that if Georgia even lost by 56 points, that they were still going to be the number 3 team in the nation and Cincinnati was going to be 4. I think that's pure trash. The college football playoff sucks tits. And that's all there is to it. And we do this every year. Which I haven't. This is my first year doing podcasts. But I guarantee you the next year, we'll still be talking about how trash the college football playoff is. Until they either extend it to 8 or 12 teams, or they just go back to the old ways and start picking the top 2 teams. I would be more happy with that, because it would be Alabama, Michigan, national championship, and it's over with. But the fact that the way that we seeded them this year, and Georgia still remains number 3 after getting their butts kicked by Alabama, makes no garbage sense. Georgia has not beat a team in the top 20 this year. Looking back, right now Kentucky is like their best win, or Clemson. Clemson and Kentucky is like their best win. And look at them. They're just barely hanging in the top 25. And you got Cincinnati, who beat Notre Dame, who was like the next team out of the college football playoff ranking. They were like 5th. So they were close enough to make it to the playoff. The only reason they didn't make it is because the team that beat them made it. Cincinnati, right? So I don't get how Cincinnati is not ranked above Georgia. And people's going to say, well, who would win? Georgia versus Cincinnati. Georgia would win that matchup. That's absolute bullcrap. I don't even care about that. I think the fact that Georgia got their absolute balls beat off in the SEC championship and Cincinnati handled their business against a good Houston team and they got a better quality win than Georgia. Put them at number 3, put Georgia at number 4, and have Alabama versus Georgia in the first round. Because I can tell you this, I do not want to watch Alabama-Georgia in the national championship. If that's the case, I will not even watch the national championship. Alright? This is nothing but pure, absolute garbage. And if they do play, I hope Alabama beats the absolute stew out of Georgia. I really do. I hope they beat them by 50 points. Because I don't even think Georgia deserves it. But I'm just hoping for a big Michigan win. Because I think the playoffs screwed it up. And I think the only way that gets fixed is if Alabama and Michigan win. Or I'd be okay with a Cincinnati upset over Alabama. Even though I don't see that happening. But I would be okay with a Cincinnati-Michigan national championship. I just don't want to see Georgia there because I don't think they deserve it, and I think they're nothing but pure, absolute, stinking trash. So there's my rant about the college football playoff. And I could probably sit here a little longer because I'm still absolute. It's Wednesday. This came out Sunday, and I'm still ticked off about it. I mean, we're going to have to do something. I think Baylor got screwed. And I know you say, oh, well, they lost to TCU. Early on in the year, and they had 2 losses, so you can't put a Baylor team in the playoff, or you can't put a Notre Dame team in the playoff because they lost to Cincinnati. That's bullcrap. I think Notre Dame deserves a chance. I think Oklahoma State deserves a chance. I still think Ohio State's a good enough team that if they made the playoff in a 12-team playoff, I think anybody that can go out there and win their conference. Definitely a Power 5 conference, like Pittsburgh, for example. Let's see what Pittsburgh can do against somebody. Let's give them a shot. I hate that these teams go out there and win their conference, and because they lost 2 games at some point in the year, they don't get a chance. But somebody like Georgia can just clearly show that they're not the number 1 team, but they still hanging out there at number 3. Garbage. Get it right. College football playoff. Anyways, we're going to move on to some questions. Alright, we got a lot of questions, and this is, my favorite part of the podcast. This is where I really get to know my fans, and so I really appreciate it, guys. I really do. First question is from Prick Jones. Georgia deserves every bit of being in the college football playoff. You are just mad because your Gators can't chomp anything but turf. Go Dogs. We just talked about this, little Prick Jones, and that's a perfect name for you, because you are a little prick. A little prick with a little, Georgia, I would say, yeah, they probably do deserve to be in the college football playoff, but like I just said, at least at number 4, at best. The fact that they're ranked over Cincinnati absolutely pees me off. And to say that I'm not a Gator fan. I've been hating on Gators all year. Dan Mullen sucked absolute tits. I'm the one that posted #fire Dan Mullen. I'm pretty sure I got it started on Twitter. Pretty sure it was trending when I did that. So, yeah, whatever. We'll move on to the next question. Big Bertha Carlisle. Would you leave Tig's mom for $3 million? If so, hello. My name is $3 million. I kind of doubt that you really have $3 million. But if you did, I wouldn't leave Tig's mom because she's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And I don't know what I'd do without her, to tell you the truth. I have a trash stepson, because of her, and I really can't stand his face or his voice or anything about him. But, I'm just so thankful for her. I see her when she walks into the room. It's magical every time. I fall in love with her every time I see her. And like this time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I couldn't imagine it without Tig's mom. So there's not enough money in the world to get me to give up what I have. She's just special. So I appreciate your offer, but I would politely pass. Next question is from the Sexy Peach. Since college football is almost over, like your hopes and dreams, will you be doing any sports podcasts until next season? I would love to hear something on just current sports news or something. That's a great question, the Sexy Peach. I definitely want to continue to do podcasts once college football is over. I'll probably do one, maybe for the Super Bowl. And we got March Madness coming up. And so maybe I can do something for that. I actually just enjoy answering people's questions. And so I kind of thought about maybe having a podcast where I give life advice. Because I feel like I'm really good at it. I feel like if there's anybody that does life good, it's me. I really got everything. I got a great woman. I am a dad. I'm a stepdad, but I'm a dad, and so I can give parental advice. I'm a preacher, and so I can give spiritual advice and teach you all about the Holy Ghost and the conviction that you need from that Holy Ghost to get rid of your absolute sins and turn to Jesus, because you're absolute wicked garbage. I'm also a lead singer of a couple of bands, and so I like music, so I can give you advice there. I'm doing this podcast, so I can give you advice there. I'm successful on YouTube. There's really nothing that I've done that did not take off and be successful. So I think I'm going to give, life advice to people like you. I think someone like you, and I don't know you, but you're probably trash. And I could give you advice that would change your life. And so I don't know what I will call that podcast, but I do see that happen. I think people like Brent Sewell and Katie Holstenbroom, they need help. They need like therapy help. And I believe I could be that. And Adam Sewell, for example, he's nothing but garbage. And he never gets anything right. He forgets everything. Pretty much trash. I could give him advice. I could give him life advice. My stepson for sure could take my advice, which I try to tell him and he don't listen. But that's another story. Aaron Dyer, another guy that, he thinks he's all cool because he's in the Air Force now. And he thinks he's all smart and whatnot because he did good on his test and everything. But he could still use life advice from me. So that's what I plan on doing. So maybe help me come up with a name that I can do. And that's what we'll do on future podcasts. And like I said, we'll hit the big sporting events. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Next question. Sorry that was such a long answer. Next question is from My Subies Are Born. Will you be attending the Fort Payne Christmas Parade this year? What do you think of Santa only throwing out garbage peppermints? I will be attending. The sad thing is, I think it was supposed to be this Friday, which is 2 days from now. But I think it's going to get canceled because of the rain. So I think they're going to move it to Monday night, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I will be attending. I don't know what to think about Santa throwing out peppermints. A part of me, like when I was younger and I would attend this parade, I thought it was straight up garbage. Why, if you're going to hire Santa, because Santa's a busy guy this time of year. I don't know how Fort Payne affords to get Santa to come throw candy to kids. I don't understand because I feel like there's so many other cities that would need Santa. And I don't get how Fort Payne pulls that off, but it's really great that we get to see Santa. Not everybody gets that. But as a kid, I was disappointed. But I think the older I get, I think I understand, Subies, that I think he throws peppermints to just kind of show that you don't need all the flash and all the frills to enjoy the spirit of Christmas. I think, all those people throwing out Snickers bars and Tutti Fruities and Blow Pops, I think they're trying to win over. They're just trying to like win people over by goods. But I think Santa, deep down, with his heart of joy, I think he's just showing you, look, just a plain peppermint is all you need to put a smile on somebody's face and to know what Christmas is about, the spirit of Christmas. And, so I think that's it. So the older I get, the more I realize, Santa, just do your thing. I mean, you work hard. That one day a year, I mean, you're absolutely busting your tail. And I appreciate you, Santa. I really do. And I'll be sure to leave you some cookies and a carrot for the reindeer. I always do that because that just, I can't thank Santa enough. So that's but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till the parade. It's awesome. So thank you. Next question is by Itchy Almonds. Outside of the New Year's Six bowl games, what bowl matchup are you most looking forward to? I'm going to say the Alamo Bowl, Oregon versus Oklahoma. I think if both of those teams play the potential that they can play, it's going to be a great offensive game. And I'll be real curious to see how that works out. And they're both kind of going to have a interim coach and just kind of, they're both replacing coaches. I think it'll be just an interesting game to watch. So thank you, Itchy Almonds. Next question is from Sasquatch. Is a Nick Saban loss more rare than a Sasquatch sighting? I hide pretty well, but just when you think he's going to lose, it doesn't happen. Hashtag I'm real. Hashtag the Squatch. Hashtag Nick Saban is the real daddy. I would say a Nick Saban loss is as rare as a Sasquatch sighting. I haven't seen a Sasquatch, and I have seen a Nick Saban loss, so I guess it's not as rare. I don't know, but it is pretty rare to see Nick Saban lose. Definitely, if you say he's going to lose, just like Georgia fans and just like me. I mean, when people are calling Alabama out, saying that they're not good enough, they will show you that they are. And so, Sasquatch, I don't really know what to say to you because you're pretty much trash and just, I think you just kind of imagine yourself as real. But I do agree with the hashtag Nick Saban is the real daddy. Next question, Brent Sewell. Sasha, roll tide roll. I thought you were out there coaching Georgia. They played, I can't read, Brent, I'm sorry. They played as bad as you coach your Tigers. Absolute garbage. Well, I would say they did play as bad as my Tigers. They did. They looked like trash. But it wouldn't be my coaching. It would be the players being nothing but pure garbage. Because, Brent, you haven't seen my players. They're trash, Brent. They're garbage. Like I said, it don't matter. It don't matter who coaches them. You could bring in Michael Jordan, and I guarantee you this team would still suck absolute nipples. They're terrible. So it ain't my coaching, Brent. So quit bringing it up. If I guarantee you, I could have gone out there and outcoached what Kirby Smart did, because I mean anybody could go out there and coach and lose by 17 points to Savannah. My gosh, I mean it don't take much. It would start by taking Stetson Bennett out at quarterback because he's nothing but pure trash. He looks like he should be bagging groceries at the Food Land. And put in JT Daniels, your 5-star transfer quarterback. But Kirby Smart apparently ain't what his last name is because he's not smart. It should be Kirby Stupid. My gosh! Play a good quarterback and play some daggum good defense. You're supposed to be known for defense, and you're nothing but trash against Alabama. Man, gotta clear my daggum throat after that. Leave it up to Brent to get me fired up. Next question. Yogurt Lover 2019. Can you capture a fart in a bottle? If so, how long does the smell last? When I was a youngling, you could capture a fart in a bottle. It really didn't matter. You just needed a twist top bottle. Pepsi or Mountain Dew would do just fine. And basically you would try to eat a lot of fiber. You know, I think spaghetti works very well. Gives you some absolute power behind it. Lots of control as well, I've noticed. When we eat beans, if I eat pinto beans, the farts are a little bit wild. But something about spaghetti, I have more control. And so that's what I would do, is I'd eat spaghetti. And so you just twist off the top. And I shouldn't have to explain the rest, but I will. You take the bottle, and you pretty much line it up right with the bottle. Just get it up in there. I mean, don't be afraid. And then you let it go. And then this is where you have to be quick, and I would practice this a few times. You have to pull that bottle out real quick and twist the lid on. You cannot let air escape. And I found out that if you shake the bottle once you get the lid on, it brings out the smell even more. But to tell you the truth, I don't know if we ever did experiment on how long that lasted. I would say maybe up to an hour if you left it completely sealed. And it all depends on the fragrance of the fart. If you get those hot ones going, where it's like those room clearing ones, you might could get 2 or 3 hours out of it. If I'm gonna be honest with you. So that's a great question, and I recommend you try it. And hey, let me know how it goes for you. Next question, turtle head poking out. What kind of underwear do you like? Mine cut into my waist like dental floss in my gums. I heard Brent Sewell likes some underwear with built-in ball hammocks. Would love your feedback. I have heard Brent Sewell talk about some kind of ball hammock, some kind of ball holder, that holds your junk in place. To be honest, I'm not as high maintenance as Brent Sewell, so I've never owned a pair. I think they're like $45 a piece. And he makes $700 an hour or something. So he can afford that. I've never been that fancy of a person. I mean, maybe Tig's mom will buy me a pair, for Christmas. That would probably be the only way. I like anything with a little bit of a thicker band. That's probably what's cutting into your waist, is the thin bands. So thicker band, I just go with straight up Hanes. Hanes Boxer Briefs, baby. And it don't hold my junk completely, like a hammock would. But my junk's just fine, and I don't really have a problem with it. So, but yeah, so that's that. Appreciate it. Next question. Fungus Freddy. Who came up with the saying, kiss my grits? I mean, I love to kiss grits. Speaking of grits, salt or sugar? It's salt all the way. And it's got to be cheese grits too. It don't have to be. Plain grits is fine. But cheese grits is where it's at, and it's always salt. My trash stepson says sugar in grits. And every time I would love to take my fist and just smash it right through his face, out the back of his skull. Every time he mentions sugar and grits. Absolutely pisses me off, and I can't stand it. But yeah, it's salt all the way, so I appreciate it. Thank you for all the questions. This has been a great podcast. I'm not even going to go into talking about the game. The only game coming up this Saturday is Army-Navy, which is like my favorite game. I will definitely enjoy watching it. I think Army's going to win it. And because Navy just can't do anything against Army. Last year, Army just absolutely shut them down with their defense. So it'll be a great game. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And next week, we'll talk a little bit more about maybe the future of this podcast. So thank you. I appreciate it. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you, and see you next week.